Remember the disclaimer, and also remember that the people who supported me on Patreon got to see preview images, work in progress shots, and high resolution images of the completed toy. If you want to join them, the link is in the description below. Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the first part of Sparklewolf404's commission, Octavio from Splatoon 2. Now, I know very little of the Splatoon franchise, so I'm really an outsider to this because, I don't really play arena shooters with a multiplayer focus. But from what I understand, Octavio hasn't really appeared in his humanoid Octoling form in the game so far. Like, whenever we see him, he's usually in this octopus form, and the only flashback images are like stills in a stylized look. So what I'm trying to get at is that there's some fan interpretations to what his Octoling form would actually look like, so I'm working on Sparkle's little fan art here. So the base figure that Sparklewolf wanted was this Han Solo from the Toy Box Infinity toy line, with the head from an Equestria Girls Mini Flash Sentry, to get the whole big giant head look that the characters from Splatoon have. If there's one thing I know about Splatoon, it's the aesthetic. Alright, so the body modifications are relatively light. Fortunately, Han Solo's little gun holster and belt were easily removable because they were one separate piece. So I just removed them, sculpted over the little hole in his leg left behind, and then gave him a new belt and that little octopus thing, I'm going to call it a badge, that goes on his vest. After that, it's all repainting, just painting him up to look like whatever Octavio's fan interpretation was. The legs did have a little bit of sculpting, mostly just spikes for those boots, and I didn't really do anything to the arm. I wanted to hide the wrists, like Han Solo's wearing sleeves while Octavio has a short shirt, so I was gonna make the bracelets, but Sparkle said that they already have something you can use to make those bracelets separate, so they're gonna put them on after. So the body pretty much looked like this when I was done, and you're seeing it like this, but Sparklewolf decided that the bike shorts look was kind of weird looking on this figure, so the next time you'll see it, it'll have just full-on pants painted all the way down to the boots. Okay, so as you can see, there is a severed head looking up at the body there, so let's get into how the, head is made now. Okay, so Flash's hair is removable with a little bit of doing. It's actually in two pieces, the front and back halves, and there is some glue there, so you do have to do quite a bit of peeling and boiling. And I sculpted a more prominent brow and a serious nose and jawline for Octavio's more, chiseled physique is what I'm going to go for. And as you can see here, he is wearing a rather crappy looking helmet. This is a test print I did for the Kabuto helmet, which he wears apparently in the game. It's basically a samurai helmet, for the record. This is just a test print for size. You'll see later on I made a much better one. But first I wanted to finish the detailing of the head, mostly his octopus lining that goes around his eyes. And he will be wearing some shades. Some of you who follow me on DeviantArt may recognize these as my hater blockers, but yeah, they were for this custom. So let's get on to the thing. Oh, by the way, Flash's head wouldn't normally fit on Han Solo's body, but this is only because Han Solo's neck peg is longer. It has a double mushroom cap. So if you cut the top mushroom cap off so it becomes a regular single mushroom cap, then you could fit the head on, and it's tight enough that it doesn't fall off, but it's still able to turn and look around, so it actually looks really good. Although in this test fitting, he's kind of looking like some kind of alien gray martial artist dude doing a Rock Lee stance. Okay, so here is the much better print of the Kabuto helmet done in high resolution, and as you can see, it's using the white filament because my red filament ran out. Actually, I would have had this figure done over a week ago if I only had gotten the filament in sooner or hadn't run out of my original. So once I had the helmet, I was finally able to sculpt on the hair. Octavio seems to have some kind of bishy tentacle thing going on, so that's what I went with. And he does have 4 tentacles on his head. I'm guessing octopus, 4 head tentacles plus 4 limbs. Kind of the same rule that I did when I made Mimic the Octopus for my IDW Sonic line. And I did make sure to sculpt the tentacles in such a way that you could put those little shades onto his face, and you could easily take them off. And that is it. That's Octavio in his Octoling form. So you can take those Venetian shades off of the figure. As you can see, they slide right out of his hair. And then you can tuck them onto the helmet. It actually is kind of cool the way they slot through the little spikes that are coming out of the kabuto. So we got that going on. And, he retains all the Han Solo articulation, so he's still a very posable figure, on par with the World of Nintendo Inklings, since, you're going to want this to blend in there. And I kind of hope that he's tall, because this figure is like, with this giant head, it's actually almost 6 inches tall, so that actually makes him almost tower over the Inklings. But again, like I said, I don't know anything about the Splatoon franchise specifically, but from what I understand, all the Inklings are basically kids, right? So if Octavio's like an adult, stands to reason he'd be taller than them, right? And honestly, I don't know. I don't know anything. Frankly, I'm even speculating on the color of his eyes here and the fact that he has rectangular pupils like an octopus does. So, that's just what it is. Well, thank you all for watching. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.